This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Press.
So this knife was stolen?
Yes, but on the day of the murder.
It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon?
Oh, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens.
I don't like the sound of his clapping. I feel like it's not loud enough considering, like, he's such a big guy. But I guess he's wearing gloves, so it cancels out the sound.
It was evidence from a case long since solved.
So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think that there isn't a connection there.
That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any investigation.
Something happened at the police department too, huh?
You got a good look in your eyes there, righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry.
So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed?
Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask?
You tell him. No, be nice to Edgeworth, please.
No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all.
Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day?
A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess.
On the same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot. Another detective was killed at the police department?
That's a fact! Surprising, isn't it, Udgy?
Oh, I think I kind of remember what... do I? I kind of remember. I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Oh, well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, righto.
I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case?
Oh, good one. This kid's sharp.
How would we help if you didn't give us hints? I mean, data. What?
Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only.
We know where the victim was found at the police department. We know that the victim died at 5:15. Is it this? Wait, what? Was it this? I don't know. Well, how was the detective killed?
How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing, with a knife.
The knife?
That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same.
Kippa? What do you mean?
There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death.
It seems like I'm gonna have to press this a little harder.
Time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, a...
5:15? But that's why Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office!
What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances?
I mean, maybe it's like a two-person, like, plan thing. They, like, what do you call it? I don't know, they plan to do it at the exact moment. I don't fucking know, whatever.
Who knows?
Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling. But I'd say there's a 0.001 chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident.
It's not officially linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it.
How can you say that there's no connection?
How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, righto. You understand? Try to understand, righto. Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together.
Whatever it is, I better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife! What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out.
Are they? I actually don't know the answer to this. Found at the crime scene wrapped in the defendant's muffler, small tag attached. I mean, is there something else that I needed to look at here? I don't think there was anything else. This greasy stain? No. The blood? No. Huh? Are they? What? What? I don't know the answer here. What is it? It was, wait, this knife was stolen. This knife was stolen out of the evidence. Oh, God. Oh, I'm so sorry. What was I saying? This knife was stolen out of... Did they say they was stolen out of the evidence room in the police department? And it was stuck in the... Huh? How do I link the two? I don't even know the answer to this. I guess this is where I guess. Let me save first. Do I have to present something? Do I present something? What do I present? Do I present this note? Nope. No. No. I speed past this part because I don't want to feel any more shamed than I already do by getting it wrong. Huh. It's not the knife. I don't... Is there something that I need to, like... This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. Blah blah blah. It was evidence. You said metal weapon. Ness. Good show. It was evidence. The case lost is solved. This knife was stolen. Okay. Is that the... Wait. Huh? The knife was stolen on the day of the murder. The knife in hand had SL9 on it. Goodman's name was on that note that had SL9 221 on it. How do I connect it? I don't fucking know. I tried presenting the memo and I tried presenting the knife. That's not the ID. I'm running out of hits. I only have 2 more guesses left. Are. What is the answer to this? I don't know the answer to this. I don't know the answer to this. No. Shiranai. I don't know. No. I only have 1 hit left before someone gets found guilty. Lana, was it? Rather than spend the time... Whoops. How do I... Where am I... This one. Rather than spend the time getting the game over, I'm trying to... It's not officially linked here, so I can't talk much about it. What is the fucking... How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm not chief of police. I can just say anything I please. Blah blah blah. Power to you. Whatever it is. I'm gonna finally get the 2 blah 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 blah. I presented a memo. I didn't do anything. I presented a knife. I didn't do anything. I presented the ID card. I don't think the ID card. No, the ID card didn't do anything. The presented the memo, right? I presented this. I presented that. Well, I guess I'll press everything again? This knife was stolen on the day of the murder. Evidence, murder weapon, blah blah. It was evidence for a case long since solved. This knife was stolen the day it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there wasn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape. Something happened in the police department too. You gotta go die, blah blah, hungry, blah 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 blah. What? Detective was killed at the police department. Another detective. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh. I guess you'll give me more information? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say that the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. Was that what I had to do? Was that the intro that I needed? Not the one with the stabby? I don't fucking know. The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? The evidence room. This knife wasn't evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Do I press it here? Yes, okay. That was okay. Jesus. God. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases have already been proven. Hey, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen. From the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number of the knife's Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You do make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Your men are fucking idiots. But I think also you kind of gave the hints, so it's like, Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure. Why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? Never hurts to ask. I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're gonna tell us a little, why not just tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. That's the money shot, baby. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Little did you know I have it all memorized in my head. Of course not. You won't even tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID number, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Why do you even have that memorized? Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. Why? I would never. I would only make an effort to remember my own. Why would you need to remember everyone else's? 82. I can't do it. What was his voice again? I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. 5842189. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? Yeah, what does it mean, though? That's odd. It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Let's hear what the defense has to say. You say that the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something? What does it tell you?
We have something that has an ID number, and it just so happens to match. Witness.
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on a prom night.
I don't know if that's something you should be grinning about, my dude. No, I just I got confused.
And this is news?
Hey, fuck you. Huh?
And just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do.
Okay. Pew, pew, pew. Oh no, he's shooting up the courtroom. The police department. The prosecutor's office. 2 places? 2 detectives murdered? At one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh, is it yours?
No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney. Remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman.
Oh, shame on you, righto. Personal IDs are top secret.
Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. Did I already remember that? Jesus, that's crazy. 5842189. Wow, I already remember the numbers. That little help that's gonna do me.
And this means what exactly?
Huh?
Wait! That ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten.
5842189. You didn't even get the first number right! Again! The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189.
Wait a second, Wright. What does this
mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? How do you like them apples?
Oh ho ho! Sharp as a tack, righto. Sharp as a tack. But wait! Detective Goodman is our victim! You can't have him! He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot!
And yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time!
That's impossible. So what are we saying is, the same person was killed at the same time. And in a completely different location. Order! 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 Chief, what does this mean? No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine. But I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Oh, now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. Oh, but I said wait. Oh my goodness, that was scary. Or didn't you hear me? His eyes were just like glowing orbs. The oversight. The grave error. Mr. Edgeworth. They're yours. What? How dare! We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Oh my god, his eyes are fucking horrifying here. They're just glowing. There's no like black line drawn inside to like indicate where the what do you call it? What do you call the pupil? Pupil. Would indicate where the pupil is. Or whatever. I don't know if that line's supposed to indicate the pupil. I actually don't know what that line's supposed to be. Sometimes you know how like in anime eyes you see like there's a black line that's drawn in the inside of the eye and then there's the pupil. I think that's what I was thinking of. Anyway. Officer Meekins. Yeah, you can see it here, the black line that's on the right next to the little highlight in the eye. I don't know what that actually is supposed to be an indication of.
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait.
I mean, what was his voice? I don't remember your voice.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got to report, sir.
Don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman, murdered in the police department's evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Gah! What would have happened? What would have happened even if Edward did see it? Like, what would we be still be in court? Like, then you would be talking about how 2 murders happened. It's like, it doesn't matter. Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection.
He probably didn't even know anything about it.
He did seem challenged. His eyebrow is also over his hat. His, like, right eyebrow?
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence on duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then no such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy? No, what? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law,
Well, Mr. Wright?
Huh? Oh, well, it's, rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. How is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in a court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court.
Then how would it have been helpful to hear what good would it have done us if we had gotten this before the trial? Huh? The fact that what? Wait a minute. The fact that his name is on the what are you talking about? Bruce Goodman's name is on the report. How is that not relevant? But you knew the victim's name. That's what are you talking about?
Okay, whatever. Whatever. The connection was just proven by Raito over here. Good job, Raito, my boy.
Huh? Oh, I was just doing my job.
No. No! Oh, Edgeworth, if only you were as smart as a normal person, you would be able to think about the fucking issues with that. It seems we have come to an end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What were all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me 1 day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You're not his boss, you can't tell him what to do. You have my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in history of this court. I will grant 1 further day as the prosecution has requested.
Well, we need it, right? What else are you gonna do? Not give it to us?
Will that be sufficient? Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. I don't remember if this trial goes on for 3 days. Very well, court is adjourned.
To be continued.
I think I'm gonna stop here. Mainly because my butt is tired of sitting. Which is weird, because I think I'm going to continue sitting even after I'm done recording, but I have the chance to move around. And I also want to enjoy my bubble tea, and it's hard to do that when I'm playing a game. But, yeah, that was the first day of trial. What even happens? I don't remember what happens. Maybe I do remember what happens. It's gonna be. I still think it's still a pretty long episode. This whole entire thing. So probably gonna pick it up again tomorrow, just to get it done with. I forgot that I wanted to power through this so I have like a chance to get to the next game and finish all the games for the Great Ace Attorney. It comes out. I completely forgot about that, but you know, whatever. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna enjoy my bubble tea and also probably try to. I just said I was gonna take a break from Mario Kart, but I also really want to see if I can do 200cc. Why is Mario Kart so hard? Anyway, bye.